Right as my boyfriend dropped to one knee, a wall of golden comment overlays erupted in front of my eyes. NOOO. The white moonlight prince is still proposing to his childhood sweetheart, but just last night he gifted Jade 1,314 Galaxy Castle gifts. This little sweetheart doesn't deserve him at all, he's only with her out of duty. The novel says he'll become a billionaire philanthropist. He'll cook for his wife, take her shopping, smooth out every mother-in-law clash, and even if she can't have kids he'll never cheat, loving her till death. A perfect man, yet his heart stays with the heroine Jade, my forever OTP. Ah. The bonus chapter proves it. On his deathbed he clutched Jade's photo. He pampered the sweetheart for life, but his soul was always Jade's. They're the CP I'll never get over. I looked at him carefully. Last night you sent Jade 1,314 Galaxy Castles? He panicked, froze, tried to explain, never denied it. So the comments were telling the truth. I pulled my hand free. Any guy who tips a streamer is not for me. Before we continue, please hit subscribe and tell us where you're listening from. Ethan stared at his empty palm. Several seconds passed before he spoke. Cece, don't get this wrong. Jade's my underclassman, I watch her streams just. Anyway, there's nothing between us. If it bothers you, I'll stop watching and delete my account. Don't be angry. I met his eyes. Ethan, we've known each other 20 years. His expression sobered. Yes. We grew up next door. You got used to looking after me, especially after my parents died in the crash. You decided I was your responsibility. I lowered my gaze, talking to him and to myself. I was too young, I sank into your thoughtful care. I'm grateful, but now I see you never actually loved me, you just couldn't let go of that responsibility. Bitterness and guilt flooded his eyes. Cece, I'm sorry. I thought I was doing what was best for you. If you really want what's best, don't propose while loving someone else. Ethan, you're a good man, but you're also a coward. Let's end this here. From now on, please stop doing what's best for me. Go chase the one you truly love. Thank you for the years of company and care. Goodbye. The overlays exploded like fireworks. Plot collapse? Did the sweetheart lose her mind? Isn't she crazy about Ethan? Doesn't she have nobody else? How could she reject him? Who cares? Ethan's free. He can watch Jade's streams again. He can rain gifts on her. My Yenwan ship is finally sailing. Suddenly feel sorry for the sweetheart. Her parents are gone, no other family, and now she's dumped. She'll never be the pampered billionaire wife from the plot. Is she going to kill herself? Not a chance. The moment I walked away from Ethan, the golden comments vanished. I thought I'd be devastated, that it would take a year or two to crawl out of heartbreak. In reality, it took 3 days. 3 days later I was back in junior year lectures, writing in my spare time, hanging out, shopping, gaming with classmates and roommates. Everything felt the same, everything felt different. Still, I remained the optimistic, resilient, calm me. Thoughts of Ethan grew rarer. Someday I knew I'd forget his name entirely. What I didn't expect, 6 months later I'd run into Ethan at the hospital, while he was arguing with Jade. It was supposed to be campus track day. I'd signed up for the 3,000 meter, but on the final sprint the runner behind me clipped my heel and I crashed, knee first. Teachers and classmates insisted on an X-ray to be sure nothing was broken. I hate the disinfectant stench of hospital corridors, so after the films Whitney and I escaped to the little garden. Peaceful, just a few inpatients strolling. Whitney went to buy water, I lolled on a bench, sun on my face. From the flower bed opposite came a voice both familiar and alien, crackling with anger I'd never heard from him before. Jade, enough. You need to cool off and rest. My mom's words were harsh, but you had no right to chuck a glass at her head. Ethan. I straightened instinctively, desperate to leave, but my knee refused, so I sat there, mortified, listening. Jade's tear-choked accusation rang out. Ethan, whose side are you on? I dropped everything and secretly married you behind 40 million followers, and now you're siding with your mom? Yeah, I threw a tumbler, cracked her scalp, I'm the villain, I deserve hell, but did you even ask what she said to me? Losing the baby wasn't my fault. I didn't know I was pregnant. If I had, I'd never have gone skydiving. You knew I loved extreme sports years ago. So why blame me now? You swore you loved me, so much I dropped everything and married you. What have you given me in return? Ethan went silent. After a long pause he said, I'm sorry. I lost my temper. Let's both take a breath. Take a breath? Just say divorce, coward. Ethan, you regret our flash marriage, you miss your little sweetheart again, don't you? Jade sobbed, voice ragged. I itched to sprint away, every pore prickling with secondhand embarrassment. And then, of course, the golden overlays reappeared. How did it come to this? They'd been married 5 minutes and already talking divorce? This isn't the Yenwon CP I signed up for. In the original story, Ethan never once argued with the sweetheart, never uttered divorce. Everything's spinning off script. It's all Ethan's fault. Jade gave up all those perfect CEOs, heartthrobs, and movie kings in her stream suite for him, and he doesn't cherish her. And his mom's a total drama queen, always sneering because Jade's a streamer, stirring trouble, starting to hate Ethan. He's not the unreachable white moonlight prince Jade pined for anymore, just a smear on the wall, a rice stain on a shirt. He's no different from any ordinary loser. Is he actually starting to miss his childhood sweetheart? No way. Jade never should have eloped with him. Sure, he'll become a TI 10 one day, but right now he's just a startup guy. He's ages away from the 90-figure CEO in the book. He's not good enough for her. Golden comments scrolled faster than my eyes could follow, the data dump dizzying, but none of it interested me. It had nothing to do with me. All I had to do was live my own life. Jade had bolted. Whitney was back. I lifted a finger to my lips at my best friend from across the corridor, then let her guide me away in silence. Thankfully, Ethan never noticed I'd been there. My injuries weren't serious, but the doctor wanted me under observation for 2 days. Doesn't seem necessary, I said. A little home rest felt plenty. Absolutely necessary, a tall, striking guy cut in. Takes 100 days to knit bone. It was Gabriel. I tensed slightly and tried to stand and greet him. Senior Gabriel. He waved me down at once. Sit, what if you pull something? The doctor glanced from Gabriel to me, matchmaking sparks in his eyes. Sterling, since the hospital's majority shareholder insists, why not stay? Don't worry, room and board are comped, and if you like, Sinclair is more than willing to provide 24-hour personal care. My cheeks flamed. Gabriel slapped the doctor's shoulder. Beat it. Then, gentle again, he said, let me walk you back. He slipped an arm under mine. The golden overlay erupted anew. Who is this Gabriel? Why isn't a hot, loaded guy like that in Jade's harem? He's never shown up in the stream suite. That's wrong, this is a group pampering novel. Every top-tier stud should orbit Jade. Found it. Gabriel's name pops up twice in the book, cousin to Jade's top patron fated for Jade. Fated for Jade's real name is Adrian, background big enough to bend industries. Yet even that prince is only a cadet branch. Gabriel is the firstborn direct heir, weight class way above Adrian. Now I remember, Gabriel's the only man who makes Adrian jealous. By 35 he'll climb to an unimaginable T. But he's too aloof, too OP. Dropping him into Jade's harem would leave no oxygen for the rest, so the authors shelved him as furniture and Adrian's secret ace. That intel startled me. Gabriel had always kept a low profile and an easy smile. I couldn't square it with a pedigree that thunderous. Harder to believe, a man like that had been pursuing me for months. 5 months earlier, Gabriel returned as the star alumnus for the keynote. The teacher seated me front row. Every time he looked down he saw me. After the talk he asked for my WhatsApp, then chased me so quietly that, before I noticed, every other suitor had vanished. Whitney had moaned over the casualties, campus heartthrob, trust fund prince, superstar scholar. She'd whispered, Gabriel's male rivalry stats are insane. None of those guys were pushovers. How'd he clear them? I wished I knew. Right now she trailed us, vibrating so hard I thought she'd faint. I shot her a death glare, she just giggled. Thankfully, after settling me in and ordering every detail, Gabriel excused himself. I shooed Whitney back to campus too. There were nurses, and I wasn't critical. I was finally alone. The overlay detonated again. No. A top-spec god like that belongs to Jade. How dare he chase the childhood sweetheart instead? Am I the only one who thinks the sweetheart is kinda great? She hasn't done anything wrong. Never even met Jade, dumped the guy the minute she saw his heart wander. I'm still mad. I want Gabriel in Jade's harem. I don't care, every good man on earth should adore Jade. Sweetheart's got her own magnetism, though. When Ethan was hers he treasured her for life, and without him she's still swarmed by alphas. Jade's got heroin luck, but the sweetheart powers herself. Nothing rattles her, Ethan, Gabriel, they're just extras in her movie. Her core's crazy solid, stable, self-contained. Jade could learn from that, she's always one panic away from free fall. I was still absorbing the feed when a knock sounded. Come in. A kindly woman entered with an insulated tote. I'm Lane. Gabriel asked me to bring your meals and stay through your hospital stay. Flustered, I started to object, but she was already unscrewing tiers: heritage pork yam stew, garden fresh sauté, glistening steamed rice. The scent hijacked my refusal. Lane smiled. Don't say no, or I'll fail my mission. The broth's herbal, dishes approved by both TCM docs and a nutritionist, chef from the Sinclair kitchen. Try it and see. By the time I surfaced, I'd swallowed a ladleful. One sip, heaven. Second, succulent. Third, fourth, best stew of my life. Oh well, in for a penny. Right now Gabriel sat at 8. May 10th, I didn't dislike him, and his wooing somehow always landed warm and wrinkle-free. Having a boyfriend like that might be really nice. I'd just set the spoon down when another knock came. Ethan stepped in, toad in hand. Spotting Lane clear the dishes, he flushed. I saw your back in the courtyard, asked a nurse, found out you were hurt. Brought your favorite farm-to-table chicken soup. He explained gently, voice intimate. I frowned slightly, about to speak, when Lane lifted a battle-ready smile. How unfortunate. Sterling has already eaten. With her leg injury, heritage pork yam stew is the better choice. Ethan's expression grew 2 notches more awkward. I'm sorry. I didn't know you'd already eaten. I smiled and asked Lane to step out. She nodded, but as she passed Ethan she gave him a searching, wary once-over. I found it amusing and thought, no wonder she's one of Gabriel's people. Only Ethan and I were left in the room. Thank you for coming, but I'm fine. I'll check out in a couple of days. Good. Are you doing well? He asked, guilt and worry in his eyes. I nodded. Very well. His gaze tangled, then he gave a self-mocking smile. That's good. I used to worry that after we broke up you'd be lonely, but this past half year you've been fine. I said nothing, only what? Had the nervous fidget of his fingers. Cecilia, in the courtyard just now, did you hear everything? I'm married. Congratulations. The air solidified into embarrassment. The golden comment overlay exploded again. So he skipped comforting newly miscarried Jade to carry farm-to-table chicken soup to his ex. Is he insane? Wants the cake and eats it too, scumbag makes me sick. Can't you tell? He means that this whole half year he's been secretly checking on his childhood love, ready to appear the moment she needs help, a call and he'd come running? Ugh, delusional. Imagining him dumping his bride for the ex makes me want to kill. Frustrating when you can't slap someone through the screen. Yet the ex doesn't need him at all, surrounded by better men. Who needs an ex? She's upgrading. That guy and his useless soup are both in the way. He searched for words. I bought your new book, Spring Grass, read it cover to cover. It's beautiful. Aunt Eleanor would be proud to see those memories you share of her written with such tenderness. Spring Grass is my newly published essay collection filled with 100 tiny memories of my mother and me, from childhood on. Though my mother is gone, she raised me with a sound, mature heart and gave me absolute, meticulous love. Because of her lessons, after losing my parents I could pick myself up and keep walking bravely. Thank you. My tone stayed polite, cool. He looked wounded by that chill. Please rest. I'll go. He started for the door, but I stopped him. Ethan. He froze. If there's no real reason, don't visit again. We're over, you're someone else's husband. We shouldn't meet. His shoulders tensed. At last he nodded with difficulty. All right. I understand. Ethan left. Yet trouble struck so suddenly that, late that night, Whitney rang and yanked me from sleep. Cece. News that Ethan and mega influencer Jade secretly married has blown up online. You're dragged in, trolls are cyberbullying all 3 of you. The hospital isn't safe, you could be traced. Don't worry, me and the girls are on our way. Whitney had barely hung up when Lane walked in. Awake? Heard? Don't worry, Gabriel has tightened security, those radicals can't get in. He also put a cleanup team on the online mess. He'd planned to wait till morning. Not sure what exactly was happening, Lane's words calmed me. Soon Whitney and the 2 roommates burst in. Geez, they gasped, why are there suddenly so many guards? Muscles sharp as hawks. Ex-special forces? I looked gratefully at them. Thanks for coming so late. Whitney waved it off. No big deal. It took ages to pass the checkpoints, 10 security guys outside your room alone. What's online? I asked. Someone posted the hospital garden conversation between Jade and Ethan. Her 40 million fans now know about the lightning secret marriage, pregnancy, and miscarriage. The chat mentioned childhood love, so the classic triangle is complete, #trending sidebar. Jade's under fire, a dozen of her big patrons in the stream suite are raging, a few deleted accounts. Ethan's trending in a dumpster fire thread. Fans label you the homewrecker, they're tracking you down to settle accounts. The two roommates huffed, these zealots are bored. You dumped Ethan ages ago, what their couple does has nothing to do with you. Purely collateral damage. I tried to browse but first took a call from an unknown number, finger slipped and answered. Adrian, came a low, irritable male voice. I remembered, Gabriel's cousin, Jade's top patron. What do you want? Ex-girlfriend of Ethan, right? Name your price, how much to pull him back to you? I drew a slow, steady breath, forcing the fire in my chest back down. Sinclair, I have no idea why you're calling, and I don't care to know. All I can tell you is that I'm not going back to Ethan, not for any amount of money. Adrian's voice dropped another 2 degrees. Maybe you don't know who I am, but I guarantee you won't like finding out what happens when you tell me no. And what exactly happens? This is a country of laws. Are you planning to murder, loot, and pillage? I hung up. Whitney and my 2 roommates stared at me, worry etched across their faces. You okay? Should we tell Gabriel? I shook my head. Not yet. I'm fine, really. You can see the security is airtight, no one's getting in. Lane just said the VIP room next door is empty. Go get some sleep, head back to campus at dawn. The 3 of them nodded. I lay back and began scrolling through the storm online. Jade had already shut the comment sections on every streaming account she owned. Ethan had no personal socials, but his startup had an official company page. Now that the internet had doxed him, that company page was a war zone. Toadstyled gutter rat thinks he can marry our night-night? You worth $100 million yet? You even rank on her gift boards? Classic pig slaughter marriage scam? He's cute and Ivy educated, but still starting up? Broke compared to the big brothers in her room. Scam groom, gross. You and your mom ganged up on Jade, made her mascari, still yelling at her? Both of you should die. Cheater. Married our girl but pining for the ex? Both scumbag and ex deserve to die. Anyone up for a field trip to beat the ex? God, I hate exes, my mans keeps texting him. Exes should die, let's finish her. I got the ex's name, Cecilia, Riverdale. Mass report her, get her expelled. Trash couple get lost. Why trick Jade into marriage? Every flavor of hate you could imagine. Soon Ethan's company disabled comments too. He created a personal account on the fly and posted a statement. First, I'm sorry for taking up public bandwidth. Second, my ex and I officially split 6 months ago. 1 month later I married Jade in a rush. I wronged my ex, but I have not wronged Jade. After the wedding I had 0 contact with my ex. Lastly, marriage is a personal freedom. I will sue every account that doxed or cyberbullied. Leave unrelated people out of this. Thank you. The post didn't cool Jade's fans, it poured jet fuel on the blaze. Because Ethan hadn't defended Jade, he'd defended me. In their eyes, that was outright treason. So they turned the hatred up a notch, roasting Ethan until even his co-founders were getting hit. Some flack ricocheted onto Jade, people calling her an idiot for marrying a guy who wouldn't stand up for her. And for staying online after the wedding, still milking her big brothers, practically fraud, since every one of those guys saw themselves as her husband. For a female streamer, that's a career-killing moral stain. And of course the biggest artillery barrage was aimed at me. Once Jade's talent agency Water Army enlisted, my situation turned desperate. Her fans didn't just spam me, they shipped funeral wreaths to my dorm, boxes of dog feces, dead rat threats, even mutilated stray cats. Meanwhile the university inbox overflowed with reports branding me morally bankrupt, accusing me of knowingly dating a married man, demanding my expulsion. Among Jade's 40 million followers are plenty with money and connections. Under pressure, the administration actually opened discussion of forcing me to withdraw, and revoking my enrollment record. Then Adrian called again, see the price of refusing me? If you don't want to be kicked out, get back to Ethan right now and make him divorce Jade. I stayed silent while he ranted on the other end. Cat got your tongue? Still planning to defy me? An orphan college kid, I can crush you between 2 fingers. What makes you think you can resist? That cliched CEO speech was too much, a laugh slipped out. This was Jade's top patron? How many alpha male romance novels had he binge read to spit a line that brain dead? My silence wasn't hesitation, it was because Gabriel had appeared in my doorway. I tapped speaker, letting Adrian's tirade boom into the room. Say something. Ignoring me? Gabriel's long lash swept down, face unreadable, voice low and icy. Say what? That you're transcendentally stupid? Adrian, he recognized the voice instantly. Gabriel, go on, continue your CEO monologue. Adrian, why you? Gabe, no, don't be mad, why are you with Cecilia? Did I dial the wrong number? I burst out laughing. Gabriel chuckled too, travel weary and resigned. He ended the call. Sorry. My cousin's an idiot. I'll handle him, or if you want him punished some specific way, name it. I shook my head. Just make it stop. I want my life back. Gabriel nodded. Done. He asked about my injuries, my appetite, my sleep. Stayed for dinner, entertaining me with stories of his week in Valemont. He's surprisingly funny, turns the smallest incident into a vivid, hilarious tale. Efficiency is his religion. By the time we finished dessert, the online mess had been mopped up. Every Water Army account was erased. Bandwagon haters were sued and posted crawl on your knees apologies within the hour. The psychos who'd mailed me cat corpses and rats were arrested and filmed tearful apologies. Jade's management firm announced immediate termination of her contract. She posted a farewell notice. Her account was permanently banned. Ethan issued a new apology, to me, to Jade, to anyone swept into the storm, then posted a photo of their signed divorce papers. And then he deleted his account and vanished from the internet. But the story didn't end there. Every dean who had pushed to expel me was suddenly dismissed themselves, each ousted for reasons that sounded almost too convenient. Classmates whose lives had been tangled up in the scandal woke to mysterious gifts and compensations waiting at their doors. Overnight, my name became radioactive online. No influencer, no troll, no gossip page dared mention it. On campus, my reputation flipped again, this time to glowing, but the admiration came laced with something colder, a hush of awe, the kind people give to things they're afraid to touch. On day I was discharged, Gabriel himself pulled his car to the curb. Beside him stood Adrian, tall, gaunt, bruised, purple shadows under his eyes like he hadn't slept in weeks. He trailed Gabriel with the hangdog air of a punished schoolboy, nothing like the swaggering top patron the comment overlays used to worship. He's here to apologize, Gabriel said. I nodded, gaze flicking doubtfully to Adrian. The cockiness had been scraped out of him, he couldn't even look at me. Instead he bowed, 90 degrees and rigid. Sterling, I'm sorry, he said, voice low and raw. I never should have kept insulting you on that call. I'm ashamed of my disrespect. It won't happen again. Please forgive me. Every word felt hammered out of him, no shortcuts, no hint of routine. I glanced at Gabriel. You don't have to forgive, Gabriel said calmly. He won't be near you again. My brows lifted. Meaning? I reassigned him to our African division. Unless something critical comes up, he won't set foot back here. Adrian's complexion went 2 shades paler, yet he didn't dare protest. I gave a small nod and said nothing. Adrian left without another word, but the golden comment overlay instantly exploded. So much for the legendary top patron. He wags his tail like a puppy in front of Gabriel. Wouldn't you? He offended Gabriel's girl, so Gabriel's butler made one call. Next thing, Daddy Sinclair erased Adrian from the family tree. They shipped him off with a single mine in Africa. Build something out of dirt or rot, those are his options. If he whines again, even his dad gets scratched off the parchment. Utter stray dog energy. What about Jade, though? She and Ethan are divorced. Will Adrian still marry her? He probably hates Jade most now. If he hadn't tried to avenge her, if he hadn't wanted her so bad, he'd never have messed with Cecilia and never angered Gabriel. How did the plot twist like this? Jade was supposed to be the darling heroine of the streaming world. Ever since the childhood sweetheart and Ethan broke up, it's all collapsed. Jade's been forced offline, every luxury brand she shilled is suing, and after the damages she'll have, what, 200 million left? Nothing. Whatever. She had tons of whales in her stream suite. She can just pick one and get hitched. Seriously? Top patron to number 10 all deleted their accounts and blocked her on WhatsApp. Marrying down is her only play now. I stopped reading the comments. For me, the curtain had fallen. On graduation day, 2 years into our relationship, Gabriel proposed. At the wedding, the long-absent comment overlays blinked back to life. Ethan actually came. Watching his little marry someone else, he can't accept it, can he? So what if he can't? He quit the startup he founded, walked away from every connection, spends his days fishing and strolling the shore. The payout from selling his shares keeps him comfortable, but he'll never be that billionaire CEO Jade romanticized. He's just ordinary now. Ever think the novel painted him perfect because the woman beside him was Cecilia? She's the one overflowing with light. When she chose Ethan, he became the golden boy. Now she's chosen Gabriel, she'll be the power-blessed political wife instead. Exactly. Ethan or Gabriel, they're only mirrors reflecting Cecilia. Her brilliance makes whichever man she picks look brilliant too. Preach. The constant is you, not the guy. Stay shiny and life stays shiny. Cecilia gets that, Jade never did. Jade shone once, why else the legion of fans? But she was reckless, never counted the cost. Her worst move, secretly marrying Ethan then still milking other men online. Now she's lost everything. Rumor says she eloped with some C-list rich kid abroad. They fight non-stop. Yesterday she miscarried again, because she went wingsuit flying. Same mistake on loop. Yep. Jade's emotional growth is stuck at teenager. Wife, mother? She never packed the toolkit. Look, Ethan's staring at Cecilia F. Round the corner. Our bride is radiant. They're exchanging rings. Such a bittersweet scene. Ethan's eyes, regret, apology, longing, all mixed in. She was meant to be his. Stop. A guy who wavered doesn't deserve her. I hereby declare myself Cecilia's solo stan. Ah, Cecilia just watched Ethan leave. Her gaze is so serene, she really is over him. I drew my attention away from the scrolling words. Before me, breathtakingly handsome, Gabriel lifted my veil. Under every guest's blessing he bent, reverent, and kissed me. The end. Thanks for listening to today's story. If you enjoyed the video, please like and share it with friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more amazing tales. See you next time.